Hi there. I hope you're well. Um, it's Thursday gone already. Time just seems to go really, really fast. So today I've had a few thoughts about what I want to talk about, but actually just as I was about to go live on here, I do apologise. It's an alarm to say you need to talk to people on Facebook, and I'm here already. So I just before I went live, I just had this instinct that there was something I should talk to you about. Feeling meh. I absolutely love that word. I think it was created by teenagers, but it does describe a state of indescribable, just not feeling yourself. Um, the reason it's so great is it's real meh. It is just a bit rubbish. And I personally have been feeling a little bit meh yesterday, and not so much today, but still a little bit today. It sort of started on Tuesday night, just felt a bit meh. Fell asleep feeling a bit meh. Woke up feeling a bit meh. And I guess until I came into this understanding of the three principles and how my thoughts are working to create my reality, I would have got very caught up in that meh feeling. I would have made it worse by doing things like thinking, "Oh, when's it going to go away? Will I be like this for days? Will I be able to do things? Will I be productive enough? Will I feel, will I sleep well? Will I feel, just these endless chain of thoughts about the meh feeling." Now, that's changed so dramatically in that when I experience a bit of meh, which we all do, and I've got Louise watching who says she's feeling a bit meh at the moment. I wonder if there's a full moon due, because I think that can make women feel a bit. But anyway, what I would ordinarily have done, I would have probably tried to do something about it. So I would think, oh, do I need to eat something different or drink more water or do something? And I also would have rallied against it and thoughts about it that made it worse. And what I found the past couple of day and a half or so, I've just let it be. I've just accepted it and been okay with just feeling a bit meh. Because particularly at the moment, I think we are living obviously in a time that is unfamiliar to us, and we're not really sure what's happening, and there's a lot of uncertainty. Of course, there's always a lot of uncertainty, but it's very much in our face at the moment. Hi, Sarah. Thanks for watching. We're just talking about feeling there. Perhaps you can have experienced that sometimes too. And in these interesting times, I think we can be on a bit of an emotional roller coaster. And I think the power in understanding that our thoughts creating our reality is that even when we are feeling the feeling of a thought, it's almost often the thought we then have about that makes things worse. So if we feel a bit fearful, and I think there are not many people at the moment who don't feel some kind of fear about some aspect of life, whether that is a fear of going outside because of what might happen, a fear of financial situations, or whatever. There is quite a lot of fear around you. You have to be on Facebook for a while to see that. It's the thought about that we shouldn't be fearful, or that we get hooked into that fearful thought, or we think, oh, that's really, really real. That's what creates the pain and the angst and makes things worse. Do you know what? It's okay to have a fearful thought, but you don't have to climb on the back of it and go galloping off into the sunset riding it because it's not real. And I think I've been listening to a lot of Michael Neal. You'll have heard me mention him before at the moment, and I'm involved in all sorts of online programs that he's actually offering either very cheaply or free at the moment, which is great. Actually, live Zooms with him and things. And I wrote some things down that he said. I was listening to a recording yesterday around that, how we're not our experience of life is not created by what's happening around us. And even that applies to what's happening inside of us. You know, whether we have an ache or experience. So if you are looking at the world and to put it bluntly, with crap on your eyeballs, then you are going to see crap because that's just how it works. If you are looking at the world through rose tinted eyeballs, then the world will look rose tinted because it's not what you're looking at that is creating your experience. It's what you're looking through, and you're looking through thinking. So I think at the moment it's really obvious that there are people looking at things through very different kinds of thinking, and experiencing life through very different kinds of thinking. And I think neither is right. Like, neither looking through the crappy eyeballs or the rose tinted eyeballs is giving you a true reflection of the world. Obviously, looking through the rose tinted ones feels a little bit better, but it's also not that realistic sometimes. But when you get this concept that everything you are experiencing is being created by your thinking, then a lot of that tinting, whatever it is, starts to fall away. And that's when you get clearer. That's when you see more possibilities. That's when you connect to your intuition, to your own wisdom. And I'm just reading Sarah's comment there that she's accepting life is pretty naff at the moment and will be so much better once she can see her family in person. And I can't see what else. And dare say, get back to the gym. And you know, I absolutely understand that that there are lots of things about our life that are not A, as we expect them to be, B, that are not ideal. But it's our thoughts about those things that are creating our feelings. So the thought that it's naff, or the thought that it'll be better once it's different, is just a thought. And much as it seems a very real thought at the moment, it feels like a very real reality. I'm sure that's not a thing, a real reality anyway. It is just a reflection of your thoughts, how you are feeling about this situation. So I had another train of thought then, but it's just disappeared as this happened. So yeah, so when you are not feeling so good, as by your thoughts, then those feelings are guiding you, really. They're guiding you to say, you know, perhaps those thoughts are not the most helpful ones to hook yourself into. So thoughts will appear as they do at random, but there are definitely some thoughts we hook ourselves into. But your feelings act like a satellite navigation system. You know, they're like a red light almost, like, oh, maybe amber then red. So you know, if you start to feel uncomfortable, you start to feel, you know, fearful or anxious or whatever you have, it's because you're having anxious thinking or uncomfortable thinking. And your feelings are that like feedback system that will say amber at first because you'll just feel a little bit uncomfortable. You won't feel good. You won't feel motivated, whatever else it is that you think is a more positive way to feel. And those feelings are guiding you back to find that peace again, to find that inner peace, because that's where you won't feel those feelings anymore. And it is just all created by thought. And for me, what I did for years and years and years in terms of this was I think I've kind of got this understanding for a while. But for a long time I did a lot of things, and I spoke about a lot of things, and I counseled clients around a lot of things that they could do to feel differently. So I would help a client by looking at their issue over here and saying, right, you could try this and this and this to make yourself feel better. And so it might be a gratitude journal, it might be meditation. I still do those things. I do them now, though, because I enjoy them, not because I'm seeking to fix myself, because I realize that the fixing doesn't actually go on over here. Those issues are over here, and also the ways we're trying to fix them over here. But then as we start to look over here to this concept, can you see how my nails are good on this hand and gone on that hand? That's acrylics in lockdown. They just disappear. Anyway, as you look over here to the concept of thought creating your reality, and you realize that all this stuff, whether it's the thought that you're not right or you need fixing, or the thought that something is going to fix you, is, as you look over here, you don't need to do any of that over there anymore, because once you really get into the understanding that every single one of your thoughts is coming at random, and that is what creates your reality, that circumstances do not create your reality, you just feel all that stuff falling away. And it's not about positive thinking or negative thinking or any of that. It's just realizing the truth of all thinking is that all thinking is creating our reality in the moment. Nothing else is doing that. The circumstances aren't. The coronavirus is not creating any of our realities. It is just how we think about that. And it's that's why it's different for everybody. That's why you will see on a 5-minute scroll Facebook how many different opinions there are on what's happening in the world at the moment. And those are people's thoughts. Everything on Facebook is just people typing up their thoughts. And therefore it's about as unreal as everything else you might experience. So I hope that's planted a little seed, because that's all I like to do in these little chats, is just give you something to not think about, allow to settle. I think is probably more. Michael Neal talks about this idea of, if you've got a jar of muddy water and you want to get clear water, you don't keep poking and prodding and shaking and messing it about. You just put it down and you just allow it to settle. And I love that concept, that perhaps for many years many of us have been poking and prodding our issues and ourselves to try and find the way to fix ourselves. And I've been one of those people too. Absolutely, that's kind of how I've been living my life. But actually, once you allow everything to settle and allow this understanding to settle into your mind, that peacefulness and those calm waters and the clarity, the clear water, just comes through all on its own, because the dirt settles out of it. So if you do feel a little bit meh, which is where I tested all this, I do go off on one, don't I? It's quite good fun. We started with feeling meh. So if you're feeling meh or sad, or you just feeling anything, just be okay with that. Just don't have any thoughts about it being wrong or not good for you or whatever, because those feelings just pass so much more quickly if we just allow them to be. I've had lots of cry. I'm a crier anyway, to be fair. I could cry now. It's hormones or just the way I've always been. But I'm a bit of a crier, and I think it's okay to cry, and it's okay to feel meh, and it's okay to get angry sometimes. And all those things are okay. They become not okay because we think they're not. And that's where it causes us a few issues, I think. So, you know what? And it's okay to not feel motivated. It's also okay to procrastinate sometimes. In fact, I do most of my day I spend procrastinating. But I seem to get stuff done in the end, so it must be working okay. So I hope you found that useful. I wish I could all give you all a big real hug, but I'll just send you a virtual hug like this. This is a virtual hug now on Zoom, I've decided. And I will look forward to hugging you all again soon. But everything else is just fine as. And the more you just go, this is what is, and it's okay, the better you feel. Spend as much of your time as you can in the present moment doing what you can in front of you. Take care of yourselves and stay safe. I hope you found that useful. Whether you're watching it now or you watch it later, it's something nice to have a few people popping in and out and saying hello. And enjoy the rest of your day. Looks like it's still dry, so it'll be walk time for me soon after lunch. And I hope to see you all again soon. Meditation time tomorrow, which will be Friday. Scary. Take care. Thank you.